happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Cheers to you. Appreciate you watching. I am thankful for you guys, for you being here every day to watch my videos. That being said, hopefully everybody had a great day, great food for those of you that celebrate, and some good times with family. I know I did, but back to the grind. We're making a video today. This was completely accidental. Stepped into kind of multiple armies kind of left over from hitting a particular base in Friendly Challenge today, and I ended up just going to blow the army on a Town Hall 11 ring base, and I kind of discovered something, I think. This is probably the strongest army that I've ever used by far, hitting any base. Like, I'm in Titan League right now, and I'm hitting 11s, guys. Look at the percentage on these. It did not matter if the CCs were full, what strength the base was. I'll show you guys what I'm looking for, but 81, 83, 83, 70 was the worst that I did. 3-star, 72%, 87%, 72, 93, and a 3-star. And it's just like, why did this not click earlier? So really easy loot, basically getting the league bonus, and the cost of the army is actually not that much. I'm going to bring that up right now. It's the top of my quick train, and what I'm doing is I'm bringing 12 Valkyries, 5 baby dragons, 5 healers is kind of like the bulk of my army, and then I've got some, 5 wall breakers too are also kind of core to this army composition. I've got a single giant, a loon, a wizard, and those are all kind of situational. I'll explain what I mean in a minute on that, but 3 rages, a jump, and a freeze. Now the cost obviously is far less than a lot of other armies. It's a pretty good mixture, 335k elixir and 2.4 dark, so not bad at all. Let's get into some of the attacks. I'll just show you some of my recent ones. Let's go down to this 87 base here, and basically what I'm looking to do is create a path to the core, and I'm targeting ring bases. So this one's kind of a loose style ring base. You've got the outer compartment that kind of goes all the way around. It does have segments here. So what I was trying to do was walk the queen down the wall, and the first thing that you want to do is pay attention to where the air defenses are, and because they're external over here, I know that I can approach that safely with my queen and take it out. The next one is over here, and I was going to kind of send in my king into this compartment by dropping the giant. Normally, the use for the giant is to tank for wall breakers. Now, the queen, I didn't know if she'd continue walking here or not, and to be honest, it doesn't really matter. The goal is to open up a path to the core when you're walking around these bases. So I drop in some baby dragons from the right side, seeing that the air defense is way down here. So I can drop those in safely and take out that whole section, essentially. And here comes the giant to tank and the wall breakers to open up the wall. That works perfectly. And then we're able to just drop in the Barbarian King. And then normally with the Barbarian King, what I do is drop my clan castle with it. The clan castle is comprised of 4 Valkyries and 3 Barbarians at Town Hall 10. Now they go in, and look at the push that they're able to get all the way down the side here. Now, dropping the Barbarian King in after the queen and the healers are all down and everything, you're going to notice the eagle locks on to the king. So the Valks and the king kind of clear that whole side. In comes the Valks from my camps late. And look at that. We freeze the core. Kind of a crappy freeze there, to be honest with you. But we get in there and just make sure a rage is dropped in the core, that 3rd rage spell, and you just completely smash it. So the Valks mow through the core, take care of everything. And then at this point, you know, it's just kind of cleaning up and then seeing what you can get. But already had the 70% in the bag, so that's the full loot bonus. We'll back out. Ended up getting 87% on that one. So let's look at more of a true ring style base. This is probably one of the worst raids that I had, and it just didn't go quite right. Ended up, the clan castle was full, and it was on the back side here. But again, here's the ring. The goal is to clear out a side, a whole side, and make it so the buildings in the core are, you know, the frontmost. We kind of talked about this in last night or yesterday's ring video. We talked about that a little bit, making sure that those core buildings are the first ones that are available. That way, your troops can target them. So again, what you're doing here, sending in the queen, you want to send her to go to one side, keeping in mind where those air defenses are, and make sure that the queen approaches so that the healers don't get nuked before she's able to take it out. So it's really important that that happens. Once she has kind of cleared her way and is continuing to walk, you want to then target the other side. This cannon right here is where I'm looking to send in my king and the CC Valks, and we will drop them to take out basically the whole left side. Once they've worked their way far enough up, and I've worked my way far enough up on the right, then all of this stuff in the core becomes available from a Valk push from the bottom. So second rage spell down, for my queen to keep her going. You just kind of use them as appropriate. You always want to make sure that you save at least one. Once you kind of get towards the end of your your rages, then it's time to pop that ability as you see right here, and she is going to end up, dying off. I could have used another rage spell and saved the ability there, but I wanted to make sure that I had one left for the Valkyrie. So in goes, we still don't have the Eagle active at this point. The baby dragons are just kind of cleaning up the ring up top. Here comes the King, here comes the Valkyries. Now there's enough camp space on the field to activate the Eagle. And then watch how they just kind of push all the way past all of this junk. And what I'm trying to do is make sure that the buildings are trimmed behind this town hall. So that's what I'm trying to lock onto with my Valks. The baby dragon comes down there to flank and take out a lot of the outside stuff. And here comes the Valkyries. Make sure that the jump spell is down first. Rage spell receives everything. Freeze on the backside Inferno and the Eagle. We're just taking care of the big threats in the base. And check that out. Look at how quickly the entire core is ripped apart. So for this strategy, you're literally, taking you're scouting ring bases only, and then very slight variants of those. There's a couple things to look for. You want to make sure if you're walking the outside of a ring, you want to make sure that there are only 2 buildings back to back. I'm trying to find a good example of that. Basically on this base, you see how like this building and this building, there's a gap between them. So that's 7 tiles. And that 7 tiles means when the queen walks outside the wall, she will not be able to reach this back one without going into the base, which means if there's an air defense back there, your healers are going to be in trouble. So you want to make sure that you scout for that. You either crack in, if you can do it, and stay out of the Inferno Tower's range, or you walk the outside if you can reach the air defense. So here's another great example. Just like I was talking about, the air defenses is set way far back, and I fat-fingered all kinds of stuff this raid. I already sent one too many baby dragons. Oops, sue me. No big deal. So here I drop my queen, and then behind my queen, I try to send in the healers. Watch this, right here. Here comes the healers. No, wait, just kidding. Oh, those are the rest of my baby dragons. Right on. So fat-fingered that as well. I had planned to keep those for the cleanup on the back side, and I sent them straight into an air defense, which, oh well, it ends up actually costing me the 3-star. I did not know that at the time. But again, you see how we've basically broken a funnel here, and now I know my queen is going to walk to the left. Now, if you do an adequate enough job on your funneling, like this mortar back here, it's far enough back to where you can actually join the king and queen together and push through the base. So again, haven't needed a rage spell yet. And if you're able to get, a good chunk of the base with the queen without having to use a rage spell, you can actually look to use a rage spell on the Valkyries that you drop from the CC, and you get a much bigger push from them. You'll see that in this raid. So once the queen finally has to use the rage spell to keep herself up, the healers, keeping her up, everything's being distracted by her. You're going to see wall breakers come in down there now that everything is kind of taken care of. There goes the wall breakers opening up the wall. You'll see the king and a CC full of Valkyries come in behind. Again, you notice the Eagle immediately lock onto the king, but watch the rage spell usage here. Here we go, just kind of pushing through, saving the queen from a rage, and also dragging the healers through it. So everything's just kind of getting destroyed. There is a single target Inferno, which unfortunately does take out a few troops pretty quickly from out over there. But we get all the way back. King pops his ability, and unfortunately we hit a bomb right away, but we do get the queen. Now at this point, it's like, man, I wish I had some baby dragons. But notice how the core sticks way out, and where I drop my jump spell, the Valkyries are just going to go straight in. Now, I drop all of the rest of them in, about 12 from the army camps, and they go straight to the core. Here comes a rage spell for them and a freeze for the backside. We do have a full CC there, so they are having to take that out on the fly. I've got a poison spell for it if there were any air troops or anything like that, but again, if we get the core taken out, I'm happy with the 2-star here. I mean, we've already got 65% locked up, and we haven't even, we haven't even done any of the cleanup yet. So the healers stay alive. They're healing the Valks out of the core. Look at how many, Valks there are. We drop one balloon on the backside. We tank that archer tower as well as get some really good damage off on it and take out one of the buildings. So that's kind of, the balloon can be very situational. I'll show you that in just a moment here, too, in the next raid. And we'll see exactly kind of how that comes into play. But we'll fast forward through the rest of this one. Obviously, just clean up, had the 3-star well in hand. Wouldn't it have been nice to have those baby dragons working down here? Yeah, but no, they kind of died. So anyways, 93% on that 11. Let's look at one more here. Let's go to the top one here. This is the most recent one that I did. And literally every single time that I was trying this, all I was doing was looking for ring bases. and then exploiting the hell out of them. That's basically what was going on. So I can't reach the air defense here from outside the wall, so I break in. This is a much weaker base. I was expecting to do better on this one. And again, I'm trying to create a funnel on the left side here. I got that baby dragon a little bit too close to that air defense, so it took more damage than I would have wanted it to. So not quite as efficient as I would have liked over there. I'll have to back that up with a couple more baby dragons. So the queen, she's off and running, going the direction I want her to go. And again, pay attention to the Inferno Towers. She literally is out of danger and can clear all the way back to the king over there on the far side without ever getting into range of the Inferno. So looking really good. 2 more baby dragons kind of tag teaming that entry. And again, the entry is already good for the Valkyries. We can pretty much drop those at any time. So we're just kind of waiting for the queen and the baby drags to do their thing. We dropped the rage spell to keep her up and walking. Boom, just like that, taking out some of the stuff in the core. Actually, we didn't really want that because it brought her too close to the Inferno. But we dropped the poison spell for the Barb King, another rage spell. We used the ability last second, get her healed back up to full. She walks back out of range. But again, we know the range of the Inferno. You can see it on the ground right there. She's pretty much avoiding that. And here's the jump spell that comes down. And unfortunately, my Valk stopped dropping midway through, so I had kind of a staggered drop, and that kind of was unfortunate. And then from the other side, we wall break in, and we send our CC Valks with the King. Now, the Valks in the core, because they were kind of staggered, they didn't all go in the same group and didn't quite have the same firepower. So everything stood up way too long, but that's okay. We got the Eagle taken care of. We got pretty much everything else in there taken care of, with the exception of the Inferno, but it's almost dead. Now, what we're going to do is just drop in a balloon from the top right, targeting that Inferno Tower specifically. We should be able to take that out. Still have the King, still have the Queen, everything, you know, doing pretty much good work here. The balloon gets all the way to the core, drops his loon, takes out the sweeper, and his crash damage will guarantee a successful hit here. So basically, we get that done, get to the dark storage, and that is that. So that is the strategy, using the same thing pretty much every time. And literally, like, I was doing 80% plus with no clan castle troops on, like, decent weight Town Hall 11s. And I was like, wow, okay, I'm going to do some more raids with this. And now all of a sudden I found myself up like 200 trophies. And why the hell not? Let's go in and do a raid right now. We'll do a live one for you, and I'll show you guys kind of what I'm looking for. Don't have a lot of room here on my desk, but whatever. No. All right, so if this gets to be too long of searching, I really don't have any idea. Like, I'm kind of in the clouds, but not really. I don't think I am. I mean, there's so many ring bases up here. Like, that's what I found was great, was like, you don't have to click next a whole lot. There's just ring base after ring base. Like, here's one here. So we'll analyze, the stuff in the core is very, 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 far out of the way, and I can actually walk the air defenses from the outside. So I'm going to do just that. I'm going to start right here, and then I'm going to bring a baby dragon, a couple of them, over on the side to make sure the queen walks the right direction. We want to make sure that she steps in and takes out the air defense. So there we go. First rage spell down. Come on, girl. You got to walk the right way. Dude, my baby dragons went way too close together, but that's okay. That is okay. She's going to continue walking. And again, what we're trying to do is open up. You can see the baby dragons working to the left here. We're going to clear to jump spell like on the elixir collector, right? Or the storage right now through the queen. So that's kind of the plan ultimately. And so the queen's going to continue to walk. We're going to need to drop another rage spell up here to make sure that she takes out the air defense before the healers get nuked too much. So here we go. Everything working good. The healer's kind of healing up in rage. And so baby dragons over here still doing work. Like, that is incredible, actually. So what I want to do is see if I can target perfect in there directly. And then I'm going to wall break in right over here. And then we'll drop the jump spell right here, and we do have a whole bunch of wizards. We'll drop those. I'm gonna be patient and wait on these wizards. The reason for that is they could screw up my pathing pretty severely. Now the queen's wanting to go in from over there. Now the wizards are down. We can actually send in all of this stuff over here, and we will drop in here, here. And we should be able to get everything kind of in down there, no problem. And then we will drop in that and that and that. So queen is in there. We do have a single target Inferno, which is cool. We'll drop that loon for some extra percent there. Valk's still up in the core. We got the king going. Unfortunately, I was out of wall breakers. I sent too many. But still, like, this is not an ideal raid by any means, and we're still going. Pretty solid 10 over here, actually. And we are going to try to get as much percent as we can, just to kind of show you guys how freaking good this strategy is. Like, I really don't understand why I didn't, like, realize this before. I have no idea. So we'll see exactly here. It looks like 78% maybe-ish, or 9. Dude, really? We're gonna wait it out. We're gonna wait it out. See if we can get an 80 or if it's a 79. I don't know. Time for a drink. We'll see. It's just sparkling cider, guys, but it's really good. It's delicious. 19 seconds. Can we do it? I have no idea, but no, I am, like, actually, this makes me wonder, like, should I push the legends? Because literally it's almost an automatic win. There's so many ring bases that you can find. You know, it's really versatile. You can break in. You don't have to break in. Oh my God, one more shot. Stupid archer. Oh well. 78% though. Obviously the loot not great. I wasn't really looking for loot because I was trying to save time for the video. But be as picky as you want to be. It's really, really solid. Again, 12 Valks in the camps, the 5 healers for the walk. Just start walking one way, baby drag, kind of break the funnel off the other way. Send in the king and the CC Valks, and then it's also super dynamic. So if, like, you find, you know, the funnel's good, you don't really need to send anything back there, and it looks like a tough push to the core, you might send the king and the CC Valks to the core. Like, in that situation, it probably would have served me better because I would have got the Inferno Tower, the Eagle, like, everything super fast, and would have had a lot left over, and then could have kind of swept around the base, but probably would have ran out of time. Maybe would have done a little bit better on percentage, though. I don't know, guys. Anyways, that's all I got for this Thanksgiving Day. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Hopefully it helps you out. I don't get a lot of opportunities to answer all the questions I get about what army should I use to push cups or whatever. This was kind of an accident. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. For now, this is Powerbang from my basement on Thanksgiving, saying goodbye to y'all. So thanks for watching. Appreciate you. And leave me a comment and let me know what's up. Peace.